to Film in Minnesota. I'm your host, Alan Tracy.
I'm Rahana Power, and I'm gonna give a correction now. Welcome to Film and Beyond.
Ooh. What's that?
Man, we talk about film. We talk about film in Minnesota. We talk about film outside of Minnesota. We talk about other exciting, eventful things going on in Minnesota, in the US, in the world.
Just like this episode.
Like this episode today, we're gonna touch on the Olympics. We're gonna touch on movie trailers. We're gonna touch on, SAG strike. We're gonna touch on a lot of different things. So we're film, but my tangents don't help. We talk about beyond film as well.
Yeah. It's like Bed Bath and Beyond, only they're gone.
Oh my gosh,
they're beyond.
Which still kills me inside because I loved Bed Bath & Beyond and I missed whatever.
I still think they're
sales
there,
they had.
and it's like they're not. And
Are they?
No, they're gone. Maybe a website. I have no idea. I've never really.
I should look it up because I loved that store. That was every Christmas gotta go to Bed Bath & Beyond for presents, but also to get myself cool things for the kitchen and whatever. I loved Bed Bath & Beyond. And
their website is still going. That's weird.
Well, so maybe they were gonna close and then they didn't?
Well, I don't know if
or maybe stores. Most stores did.
Yeah, definitely most stores did.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a little research after this because we like those 20% off coupons in the mail. Literally, and I feel like the last handful of times that I had gone, even if I didn't have one of those coupons, they would just have them there, and so they would ring you up, and then they just scan the 20% off and give it to you anyway. I was like, yes, please.
I like that they were good forever. Also, it's just I don't care. Just bring them in. Come into the store, please.
Exactly.
Everything's 10 times what it should cost, but
that's okay. It's kind of like the
Barnes
what's it called?
No.
Nope. I don't remember what it's. The something store, but it's all organizational and storage.
Oh, the container store.
The container store. Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't know what it was until a year ago and I became obsessed with it. It's so expensive. It's obnoxiously expensive, but oh my gosh, I want all of the things. It makes me want a house just to buy extra things.
Yes.
To read. Oh my God. Amazing. So it's kind of like that, except they don't give you 20% off every time, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There should be a film group home so you can buy a house, but also have places to film in a house,
Ooh, yes. Just like a mansion. There's areas for everything.
So name change. So we're going to slowly introduce Film and Beyond.
Yeah.
Or one day it'll just be Film and Beyond. I don't know.
I mean, I think today. Today is the day that we are Film and Beyond.
Yeah, today being September
5th.
23rd.
23rd.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yes. September 23rd.
Censor that.
But, we are officially Film and Beyond. Which feels weird to say after 7 years.
Film and Beyond.
But...
It's 6 years, 7th season. Remember?
Oh my God. I will never get that. That will never just sink in and stick for me. And I hate it.
I think season 8 is a good time to just, then it would be season 1. Would we have to reset the seasons? I mean,
no. Oh my gosh. If we reset the seasons, I quit because my brain can't even comprehend the fact that it is 6 years, 7 seasons. I understand it.
Okay.
When I think about it, I just think about it all as one.
Yeah. So this is season 0 of Film and Beyond.
That's it. This is Alan's podcast officially. I'm out.
Yeah. I have no idea.
I can't reset.
So as Film in Minnesota becomes Film and Beyond, you'll start to We need a logo. We do.
We need a theme song.
A lot of updated things.
Beyond. Ow! Yeah.
We can probably sell our domain name now for like $1,000 or something if someone wants to buy it.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Or, I mean, we could keep it and just...
Yeah. Just redirect you to Film and Beyond. Just like Bed Bath and Beyond. It's not there anymore, but it's there.
But it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll always be there, even if we're not.
So a little bit about Beyond for now. Yeah. Olympics.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah. I love Summer Olympics.
Okay.
I would love to go to... I know we talked about it with Gabby a little bit, but...
Yep.
Did you watch any of the Olympics, Rohana?
Yeah. I watched a little bit. I really enjoy it, but it's never something where I'm like, oh my God, the Olympics are on. I want to, like, I've got to watch it. Like, where I have it on all day kind of thing, even though I work from home. Like, it would be more of a, and Jarrett is like that. So when he's home, like, it's on even while he's working, so he can kind of watch it and keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
But luckily Peacock had it and had so many options for, you can go back and watch, you know, I'm going to call them reruns, but go back and watch
replays.
Thank you. Replays of all the events. And then they even had like highlights videos where it'd be like an hour long, and they would show like you would be able to see like 6 different events or something. Which was really cool. And so I watched some of that. So I caught some things, but I didn't catch everything. The one thing that there are 2 things that I specifically remember from it, because I have a bad memory. And that's Simone Biles. Because I mean,
I had a feeling you'd bring her up. Yeah.
The whole USA team did amazing, but Simone Biles is like the goat of all goats when it comes to anything athleticism wise. Like, she is unbelievable. Just one of a kind. But so I remember her in like the gymnastics events. And then I remember, there was one swimming event where I think it was 2 women from Australia, or maybe Ireland. I don't remember. They got first and second, and the woman who got second apparently like started flipping, like turning to like go back just before she touched the end of the pool to go back, and you can't do that. And so her second got revoked. And she was disqualified. And my heart broke for her. She looked pissed. Understandably so. But
yeah, it was something like turning on your back. You can't do that or something. Yeah. When you turn, you have to be like, your face has to be towards the pool.
And I felt that one for her. I was like, that's rough, because that's, I mean, you got silver, and that's a technicality.
And it was taken away.
And it was taken away. But they also trained for that. And I mean, it's a mistake, and everybody makes mistakes. It's just a really unfortunate one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so, I mean, that's actually just like the Jordan Childs, I think, gymnastics situation where I think it was the final gymnastics event. Is it Jordan Childs? Am I getting that name wrong?
I don't know.
It might be.
It sounds familiar.
But,
I don't know.
Okay. But she, so they had the final gymnastics event, and she ended up at like 5th. But then her coaches or team requested like a re-review or whatever of her score, because they felt like it was wrong for the difficulty or something like that. And so it got rescored, bumped up a bunch. And so she actually got 3rd. And so, it was a whole thing. She was like, everybody was excited. It was a whole giant thing. And then a week or 2 later, the girl who got 3rd originally, like her team submitted a claim to the Olympics committee, national committee, or not national, it's international committee.
Yeah.
Basically saying apparently you only have 30 seconds or 60 seconds, I think, to challenge a score. And they did it in like 62 seconds. So technically they were outside of the window, so it shouldn't have happened. And so they took away her bronze and gave it back to the other girl. Even though...
Yeah, it is Jordan Childs I'm seeing here.
Yeah, even though her score, like she did better. She won the bronze. She earned the bronze, I should say. And the other girl didn't, and that sucks, but it is what it is. But the fact that they took it away because of that tiny 2-second technicality, again, like it's the rules, but it's the most rules. Bullshit rule. Yep. Like that is the dumbest thing. And my whole thing when I like saw that, and I said to Jared, I was like, I just can't imagine being satisfied as that other girl, like with that bronze medal. Like you're gonna be like, yeah, I got a bronze medal, hell yeah. But you know that you didn't actually earn / really win the bronze medal. You got it on a technicality and a miss, like from the judges misscoring. And so I was like,
do you see Tom Brady complaining? A win's a win for the GOAT.
Yeah, you're right.
Speaking of killing it, Nikki Glaser, right? Huh?
Right.
Anyways, we'll get to that in a moment.
But what about you? You're like extra more into the Olympics. So what were some of your favorite moments or like biggest moments?
Definitely the mixed medley swimming. Okay. The 4x100 meter. Mm-hmm. So there are 4 different swimmers, 2 males, 2 females, and then mix it up however you want, and then go about the race. I love that.
I'll be honest, I didn't know that was an event.
I didn't either. That I was like, is this new?
It's new?
Yeah, I was like, is this new? I mean, also there's the magic of it being in Paris, and all the venues.
Oh yeah,
like the beach volleyball court under the Eiffel Tower. I was like, what?
I didn't know that was under the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, it's there in every like shot, or every game, whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, go to Olympics.com and watch it. It's they have the replays on there for this year right now.
I never caught that. That's so crazy.
Yeah, because I've been on that mall, or on that mall. I took a picture from the Eiffel Tower down on the mall, and that I could see where they would have put it, and it was just kind of like, wow, that's cool. And then also, like they had the whole champion circle or something where all the medalists gather, and I think it was the U.S. was it figure skating or something had won their medals because I think Russia was, speaking of being disqualified, were disqualified from the Winter Olympics. For something I don't know what, but yeah, it was really cool to see that, like everyone who won a medal on like Instagram posted like their videos or pictures in that circle, and it was like, that would be so cool to go to. And
yes,
that, and then the whole swimming in the river of Paris there, I was like, how did you get that clean now? It's like,
right, especially because the first day or two they had to like
it was on postpone. A delay,
yeah,
because it rained during the open ceremonies and bacteria.
Is it like a blue algae thing or
some sort? Maybe, I don't know what. It had to do with the temperature of the water, I think.
Yeah,
but for bacteria to grow. Yeah, and then those are the triathlon types, and I was like, these are the real athletes. I mean,
oh god, yeah.
One, it did rain, and then like the streets were wet, so the bikes were like slipping on turns, and it was like, hello, it's like couldn't wait maybe one more day for the sun, and it was like, why does this have to be the first thing? I guess they do have to close off the streets and everything, but
right, yeah. It's a whole thing, but still, it's wild.
Yeah, and just seeing like parts of Paris I recognize, like, oh, that, and there's that, and
that is really pretty cool.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Paris?
No, I was supposed to go once, and it didn't end up working out.
It's time.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, there's that, and then I found out there's something called pentathlon, horseback riding, fencing, swimming, running, and shooting.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, that was like one of the last things I saw on Peacock before they took it all away. I don't know why they do that. I guess the Olympics want it for themselves, but
yeah.
So they had, like, first they started with the horse riding, then they moved into fencing. Then also you find out who the shitty riders are because the horses aren't having it. I saw this meme where it was like fucking around and on the horse and then finding out is the rider. It's like, yes, if you're not treating the animals well, you deserve to be plopped on your ass.
That just made me think of something else after. Yeah, but that's yes.
But then they go to a lap pool. It's like half the size of an Olympic-sized pool, so they have to do like 4 laps instead of 2. But I was like, wow, they're literally doing all these things, and it's like pentathlon. It's like,
that's crazy.
How do you get good at all 5 things?
Right, especially like some of those are obscure things, like the horse riding and the fencing, like.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty. And the shooting, it's kind of like medieval time. Well, a little newer than that, I suppose, but with the guns. But, it's pretty the all-around, like, before there were automobiles, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Interesting.
Yeah. The lap pool is impressive. I'm like, this is in, like, what is that place? Versailles or something?
Really?
Yeah. Been there. It was, and like the marathon runners when they ran to Versailles. I'm like, I remember taking the train there, and that took a while. It's like, this is tough coming out here. It's like these people are halfway point is out there, and then go back. It's like to Paris.
That's honestly, running is just the worst decision people can make, in my opinion. Like I used to run for a very short period of time, and I hated it, and I think it's running
for a short period of time. Isn't that just a sprint, Rohanna?
Well, like I would run for like 3 to 5 miles a day, but I would also go slow because I cannot run fast. But I hated it. I just hated it. It was the dumbest thing, and quitting was the best decision of my life because. Maybe it's good for my heart, but it's just gross. Running is gross.
The joy you get along the way is just palpable.
Yeah. The joy I got from quitting was palpable. But yeah, I can't imagine running for that long. Like that's just...
I think about running often, but I never do.
I think about it all the time. I'm like, maybe I should just start again anyway.
Yeah. Oh. I haven't ever what do I need to run for? But I know I should just to know you can more so because the day will come when you can't.
Honestly, if we just keep walking a lot.
Who's the marathon runner from Minnesota? She was like at Versailles. She was like the leader in that marathon.
I didn't know that. Hey everyone. We've got a lot of fun episodes up and ready for you on our new Patreon. I've got lots of awesome guests, playlists for you, and all of the fun tangent chats with these guests.
Like Abisha Yule, Chazara, learned how to say her real name, Leon, Keeley, and even drunk stories. You name it. We talk about it. Join for free and get extra episodes for as little as $5 a month. Get every Patreon episode in the link in the show notes.
So check us out at patreon.com/film and beyond.
Yeah.
We'll see you there. That's pretty cool. I guess I didn't realize that anyone from Minnesota was there.
Dakota Lindworm, that's who it was. St. Francis.
Oh, that's awesome.
Minnesota.
Go Dakota.
Yeah. A lot of Minnesotans in the Olympics. Obviously, Suni Lee.
Duh. Oh my God.
The swimmer Regan Smith, I think.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't she from, like, Hopkins or something?
Regan's from Lakeville.
Somebody's from Hopkins. Maybe it's a guy.
I know the basketball player, but she's at the WNBA.
Yeah.
I don't think she was in the Olympics, though.
But yeah, that's a good point. I'm like, I didn't know any Olympics were there, or Minnesotans were there. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm a dummy.
And then I found out the diver, Sarah Bacon. Cassidy Cook and Sarah Bacon. Cook and Bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Apparently, they went to the state fair this year, too. I was like,
that's awesome.
Really? I could have met them, but damn. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Promoting the pork. Fits so perfectly with her name. That's why.
Oh, yeah. Did you watch any? I just thought of this. Did you watch any of the break dancing?
Oh, yes. I missed Ray Gun. I didn't see. Of course, I see it all the time now in memes, but I don't see the full thing. And it's not on Olympics.com.
Yeah. I don't know any of their names.
Ray Gun?
What's Ray Gun?
The Australian breakdancer.
Oh, okay. So that's who that was. That's what I was going to talk about.
The name.
Yeah. Because we watched it, and because Jen watched it while it was like on or something, or like was watching it when it was actually playing on. And so it was like, "Did you see it?" And I was like, "No, I didn't even know breakdancing was in." I was like, "But it's not a sport. I don't get it. Like it's exercise. It's an activity. It takes skill." But it's not a sport.
Shooting. But I mean, let's.
Well, yeah. I fully
we'll talk about that.
I don't think golf is anyway. It doesn't matter.
Golf. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had no idea. So we watched it, and I was like, "What?" Like, especially with the chick that she was up against, I was like, "She's amazing," and she looks like me out there trying to do this, and it's not good. Like she looks like, I mean, and she was, I think, like our age, like upper 30s, maybe even low 40s. And so I was like, that makes sense why she looks like me out there, is because probably it's tough getting back up. Her knees are hurting. Her back is not going to let her do all the twisty things anymore, because it just doesn't bend that way. Then I'm like, but yeah, I saw that and I felt so awkward and bad for her. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? Obviously, if nobody else from Australia could do it or was willing to do it, at least you got a free trip to Paris out of it.
Yeah.
Screw it, right?
Got to see Europe, hang out with all the athletes.
Right.
And then not hang out with anyone ever again. That's sad.
Yeah. So it kind of broke my heart a little bit, but was also
I've seen the fallout of that. I feel sorry for her in that regard, but at the same time, it's like, did you not know what was going to happen?
Maybe she didn't. Like, there are times where I'm doing something, and in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm crushing it. And then somebody will be like, are you okay? I'm just like,
but also the fact that one of the videos she put out was like, I met all the qualifications. It's like,
I mean, she did. That's the thing. It's like,
not what breakdancing is about. Meeting the qualifications for the Olympics. I mean, maybe that's a whole different thing with the Olympics, but
I mean, she, met or like passed or won or whatever it is, like the qualifiers and the other competitions she had to win in order to get to the Olympics. I don't know who she went up against. I would love to watch that.
Yeah. I just want to see, that square off where she got nilled out, got 0.
I know, I felt so bad. Like, they couldn't even give her, like, a point.
Yeah.
Just rude.
Well, there was only, like, 5 judges or something, and you pick one or the other. That was the scoring. Oh,
that's right. I forgot about
3 rounds.
Is it on, like, YouTube, maybe?
No, I've looked for it. I honestly have. At least not yet. I'm sure it will be at some point somewhere.
That's so unfortunate because it's pretty good.
Yeah, Olympics is like hiding that. It's like only the medal performances, please. Mm-hmm. But I hear all the stand-up stuff about it, like from gosh, is it? What's his name?
I love what's his name.
Josh Johnson.
Oh my gosh, I love Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
I really do.
He had a few sets about the Olympics.
He did. Yeah.
And he talked about like looking at the guy in the audience at first was like, yeah, and then eventually just
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Should watch it. He has like a reel on Instagram with that or something.
I watch his stuff on Instagram. Him and Mateo Lane. I can't get enough of their stand-ups on Instagram.
Oh, and the pole vaulter that got disqualified because of his penis got stuck on the pole.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you don't know that one?
Okay, maybe I'm not aware of what you're talking about. He got disqualified
because his penis touched the pole, and the pole came off. Yeah. I'll send you one of those. There's a lot of them out there.
I had no idea.
The first time I saw it was actually from, I think Ian Fidance had posted something. Okay. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just weird at first because there was no context. It was just a picture.
Right.
Of the pole and then his pole. And then I was later, Jeremiah Watkins, who I saw in January, he posted his set on it, and it was like to the point, like what happened. It's like, oh, that's what's funny. It's like, okay.
Gosh. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah. Pole vaulters are fun to watch. That went on for a minute. I didn't realize they were doing that while they were doing races. And because I watched the replay because I'm like doing something else while having on, like you mentioned with Jer. Yeah. But it was just kind of like, what? Mm-hmm. They're like pause, and then it's like there are people running across the track. I'm like, what the fuck? And then they pause for medal ceremonies. I'm like, why is there this long wait and we're not seeing anything? And it's like,
yeah, that's why.
Because they got the full coverage of, and you can't cross.
They got to do everything.
Whatever. Yeah.
Which is funny. Look at so much time.
Track and field. What else? There's a lot. There's so artistic swing. The rugby team, the women's, it's all women. They all won. Like all these women's.
Because women are badass.
They're taking over. They're doing a lot for the Olympics and Paralympics now too. Mm-hmm. I'm just seeing medal after medal for the swimming,
I haven't watched
the badminton guy. That was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I did see a clip of badminton. Fucking crazy. Amazing. I was like, oh my God. And then I saw a couple clips of the archery. Is it badminton? Badminton?
There's an N in there, yeah.
Oh, I always thought it was badminton.
That's what I say too. And then
badminton.
Like, is it not minton? Do we not say the N?
I think it's a silent N. And if it's not, I don't want to know.
Please comment and let us know.
Don't you dare correct us.
We need
it's badminton.
No, we need to get this right. We're a trusted news.
I am 37 years old and I've been saying badminton this entire time and not one person corrected me.
It's
so
like
honestly,
my parents have said it and it's like, I didn't hear the N. I didn't hear mint.
Like,
Minton. Like.
And everyone I know says badminton.
Is that...
It's spelled with an N. Class. Yeah.
But we just missed the N?
No, it's definitely badminton. I refuse to believe.
Minton pronunciation. Yeah, it's pronounced badminton.
Yeah, it's badminton.
But it's like spelled minton.
You know what? Pterodactyl has a P at the beginning, so sometimes things just don't make sense.
Dinosaur word. Okay.
Not armadillo. Possum has an O at the beginning before the P. No clue why. Technically, it's a possum. That's the name of it. It's not possum. It's spelled
opossum.
Opossum.
Really?
Yep.
Oh. Opossum.
No idea why.
Huh.
The weirdest thing.
So what's possum without the O? Is that anything? No. Just can't see the opossum.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're informative here. We figure it out. We get you the truth.
Although I guess, you pronounce that opossum, but nobody does. They always say possum. So anyway.
That's also American language.
Yeah. But yeah, so badminton, that was pretty dope. And then the archery.
Table tennis.
Yes. And then the archery. Where they, they're using their feet and they're fucking crushing it.
Yeah, the guy with no arms.
There was a woman that with no arms.
Was like the first gold medal or whatever, I think. Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I was like, oh my God, the skill, like the ability, the muscle, like that you have to be able to not only lift and hold that thing with your feet, your toes, but then to like remain still, keep the balance, like pull the it was unbelievable. I could not be more impressed.
Yeah, and
rightfully so.
Right.
Yeah.
Badminton mitten.
You are never going to get over that.
I'm just bringing it up. The bronze one for the rugby women's team. A lot of personalities on that team. I love it. Did you see that last minute play?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, good.
So cool.
That's the one. It's a fast game. It was fast, these games. Yeah. The sevens. I don't know. 7-7s? I don't know. Both men and women's basketball teams.
Yep.
It's almost like if they don't win.
Right. Well, apparently there's I saw a Josh Johnson bit. Like 3-on-3 basketball at the Olympics.
Oh, yep. I saw that one too.
And
shame.
Apparently like no NBA players had interest in participating, and so it's just some random guys and they got crushed. And he was like, I mean, his set on it is hilarious, but so
they were just like, nah.
Yeah. They're like, well, that's not gonna work.
He's like, it's
our sport.
You could be like Katie Ledecky or Michael Phelps, just dominate all of basketball, but they're like, nah, I'm gonna take a snooze on that. And it's like, really? Why? It's like Steph Curry could just not go in, just shoot from the halfway. Every
time.
Yeah. The artistic swimming, that was like when you're swimming upside down. The diving, like I mentioned, the silver medalists. And I'm like, there wasn't enough time to watch everything. Peacock yanked it all away.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like, wanted to watch more of the breakdancing. Those were gone. The surfing.
Oh, the surfing was really cool.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple of, I actually watched them on like YouTube or something, but videos, I think you might have sent them to me, of Colin Jost.
Yes.
So funny. I mean, I'm in love with Colin Jost, so that helps. But just hysterical that he, him. And then there was a clip of like Scarlett Johansson being interviewed and asked about like him being there. And she's like, I don't understand who made that decision or why he was apparently the person like chosen to do it, but it's not fair. And it was just really funny. So good.
Can't get on a plane for at least two more days.
Right? Yeah. Just gets hurt and oh my God.
That was a good bit. He built it up real well.
He did.
Or maybe he didn't. I don't know.
I thought so.
And then it continued. Like he went to Paris, I think. He went somewhere.
Oh. Yeah, I think he went to Paris after that, yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't Paris. It was like somewhere in Europe or something. And he's Croatia, I think. And he still wasn't in, like, he still had the actual foot problem. So apparently, I guess it was real. I don't know. Either it's a really clever made-up bit.
I think it was real.
Or it's real, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was real.
people sending you pictures of your foot or something. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, and then Paralympics is happening. I mean, I think the Paralympics is more inspiring just to see, like Mackenzie Cohen, Morgan Sickney go gold, silver in there, and to do it without the use of their legs and swimming. It's just like, wow.
The Paralympics is unbelievable. Like, I fail at being just a fully able-bodied person,
right?
And like the fact that there are people who are not fully able-bodied, I guess, if that's the right term, who are just like, I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm going to do the things, and I'm going to crush it, and I'm going to love it. And I'm like, man, I'm failing at humanity. I'm failing at being just like a person, because it's so inspiring. Like, that's the way to live. Like, that's the kind of attitude to have, and it's amazing.
And they had the same type of mixed medley race with them too. There's a point status where you can't go over a certain point amount for the athletes in order to qualify, really? So it's fair.
Okay.
Because there are categories 1 through 9 of different levels of,
got it.
abilities. And
that makes sense.
Yeah, so seeing Alexa Leary or Lex Leary from Australia, a TBI survivor, just digging into each of their pasts and seeing where they're coming from is amazing. If you ever find yourself in those situations dealing with things like that, or it's go no further than the Paralympics, honestly, just to get inspired to, turn things around, because that's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So also within the summer, we had events we went to.
Yeah, there were a few events. I feel like you had a couple recently.
Yes, August was fun and busy. The Metallica concert and 2D Con, the gaming convention.
And I remember you were trying to figure out which one to do. You were like, I don't know. And I'm so excited that you got to do both.
Right. I kind of had to do half Metallica, which is fine, but I'm okay with just one night of Metallica.
Yeah.
I spent too much that one night anyways, so it's just, that's the problem with it, is yes, the tickets aren't the problem. It's the back end cost that, as I told you, is you buy a t-shirt, you pay for parking, you buy food.
I mean, any food or drinks.
Yes.
$70.
And it's US Bank Stadium, so the prices are not cheap there compared to Target Field even. And then, gosh, their seats are bad. I'm sorry. The quality of those chairs are just learn from Target Field, please.
Yeah.
Granted, it's an outdoor stadium. They have to be sturdy, but
right. Yeah.
Those seats are not made for modern people. They're made for 100 years ago. People can still fit in these, right?
Right. Well, they're made for people not in America.
Right. It's sad when it's the State Theater, which doesn't have good seating, is better than your stadium seating. It's gosh, I do not want to go to that stadium ever again. It's just
I still love the stadium in general. It's I don't know. I've been there.
Not in the seats. Not in the seats, at least. So
yeah, because I got to go US Bank Stadium. I went to the T-Swift, although there was not much sitting. Went to the X Games there.
That makes sense. I was in a section where no one stood up during the concert. It was
so weird.
It's so funny because it's the laziest section. I was expecting I had to stand up through the whole thing, and it's headliners up, no one's getting up. It's all older people and
that's
people
amazing.
who have kids at home that are just happy to sit down for a few hours. I'm just we
don't even care about the noise.
No
we
one
don't even
got
up. Metallica.
Yeah,
that's funny.
They loved every band there. It's just but they were just so blasé about it. It was just kind of oh, we're just chilling, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. It's just
that's so funny. Yeah. I mean, I've sat in the seat. We went to the X Games there once a few years ago. And then...
if you're not sitting next to anyone, that's fine, I think, right? Yeah.
We did go to the Niner Vikings game last year. I'm actually really sad I can't go this year as well, because it will have happened by the time this is out. But yeah, and there was, I mean, I stood a lot, but I also sat a lot. By some other Niners fans, which is pretty cool.
Same for me at the Dodgers game when they were here with the Twins this year. It's like, yeah, we're winning.
Oh, yeah, we did not win. It was rough. But yeah. And then 2D-Con, how was that?
Good. I liked it a lot. I think I'll go back next year.
What is 2D-Con? How about let's start with that?
So if you like board games, if you like video games, if you like arcade games, that's the convention to go to.
Oh, fun.
They have all day, every day free play if you're
cool.
attending.
Yeah.
You can join in on tournaments. You can create a tournament early on if you set it up early enough, or like they had the voiceover actors for Baldur's Gate 3 and one gal, Kari Walgren, who voiced Evelyn Parker from Cyberpunk 2077. So that's what I got signed.
Oh, your jam.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's done like 600 other things. It's just like her body of work is impressive. I am. Mm-hmm. It inspired me to want to do that. So maybe that's my next profession. So
being a voiceover video game
artist or
that would be so dope. Okay, if you get in on that, let's talk, because I would also love to do it.
Right.
I would love to do voiceover. I don't think I have the voice for it, but I would love to do it.
Well, it's acting too, so that part I'm kind of like, I mean, I'll speak my voice, but I guess, I don't know.
Yeah. Although I suppose, I mean, we do have, like, people have different... This has actually very recently come up about Kamala Harris. Like, people have different voices that they do in different circumstances. Like, when I worked at the airport and or worked for Delta and I was a gate agent,
customer
so I would
service,
have to do I would have to do like announcements and boarding and all these things, and so I'd have to be on the loudspeaker. And one of my best friends who also worked there was at one of my gates one time as I was doing everything, and she just started busting out laughing so hard because we were talking like this, and all of a sudden I go on the thing and I sound entirely different, and she could not stop laughing. She had to walk away from the I'm not about to do it right now. And
you
honestly,
did it in front of your friend.
I did it in front of an entire flight of people. That's what I did. But it's I want to be professional, and I'm presenting, and I'm I'm on stage, but as myself, voice and my customer service voice. Whereas if I'm, if I'm acting and I'm a specific role, I change. Yeah. Or if I'm with my friends, my voice will change a little bit. My diet, like the way that I talk. I mean, sometimes I have a Minnesotan accent. Sometimes California still slips in there. Sometimes I don't have any accent. So it's so funny. So maybe voiceover could work. Maybe if I get control over it. We should talk to Jessica.
Or Amanda. I mean...
Ooh, or Amanda. Yeah.
There are a few people we could talk to here on the podcast, too.
I would love that. Yeah.
At Film and Beyond.
At Film and Beyond. I want to learn how to do voiceover, and...
Film and Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah. I can't do it. I can't network. Anyway. But, so 2D-Con. So you got to meet one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Get some stuff signed. Get a picture, right?
Yeah. And there are a lot of voice actors from things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have to get that printed.
Yeah. Make it like a big poster. That could be your background?
No, not. What?
That could be your background. Here on
me with Ari? I mean, no, it was shot vertically, first of all.
Oh,
so
okay.
whoever took the picture there, which is always the volunteer. But
yeah, still.
Anyways, yeah. So there's that, and then, yeah, I would think I would have. Oh, I saw Charlie there.
Oh yeah. That's great. That was so cool.
I guess I'll be on his podcast soon too.
Ooh.
Sorry, Charlie, I forgot the name. Some tabletop something. Tabletop takeaway, I think it was.
Okay.
But yeah, so they had this part where they asked they did a live recording there, so we could take Film and Beyond there and do a panel thing.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that could be cool.
And then maybe we could get a guest. And I mean,
I've never been to a con before, so.
Oh, okay. We should go. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's just so many people that it would be anxiety inducing, but some of the cons sound pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you're like, at least with 2D con, there are games. So if there's kind of a lull or you don't know what else to do and you don't have money to spend in the artist alley or something, you can just go play a game. I mean,
I suppose
that's the best part because there is no boring moment there in that sense. Because going to play like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with a bunch of other adults,
that'd be awesome.
In the arcade room was like the best part, and that was like day one, like after I got off work, and it's like, oh,
that's pretty cool.
And then
which one is the like where like Marvel and Star Wars and all those like things happen, or is that like that only happens like that's not a thing that comes to Minneapolis?
You're talking about, I think that's the real Comic-Con, the San Diego one.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Never mind.
Or that's like the main Comic-Con. The one that they brought up in the Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Hall H.
Yep.
I don't know. But yeah, this year they had Robert Downey Jr. there as Dr. Doom.
Yep. What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't know that was a thing. Oni told me about that, and it's like, oh yeah, there's a series where he becomes Doctor Doom or something. Like what? But
I think he's the bad guy in like the next. So he's basically like Thanos.
Might be a multiverse, Tony Stark type of thing. Yeah.
Maybe. So it like Thanos from Endgame and Infinity War, or Infinity War and Endgame.
Doctor Doom. Yeah.
Dr. Doom is going to be the next one, I guess, which is interesting because originally it was supposed to be Kang, but now because
he
changed. Yeah. I guess that's how they're doing it now.
Disney
I don't know. I could also
everything he was about. Yeah.
I could also be misunderstanding Dr. Doom's placement in those movies, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is a substitute because they were going with what's his name,
Kane the
before
Conqueror.
What's his name? Jonathan Majors, right?
Yeah, yep. Which is unfortunate because he was really good in that. I mean, he was really good as an actor in general. But don't be a woman hater. Don't beat women.
Don't be that.
Just don't beat women.
It sounded like on my end, don't be women, and I was like, what?
No, don't beat women.
Beat women. Okay.
Don't. Just don't. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
People do it all the time. You don't beat women, and Jared doesn't, and no man.
And why? Like, what is it that Disney has? Is there some sort of stress at work? I mean, what's going on here? I mean, you're working for Disney. Do you not know what Disney's all about? I mean, it's about family and, good, happy times, not... Anyways.
Yeah. But, so I guess this is that substitution, which will be interesting.
So 2D Con, not Comic-Con.
Not Comic-Con.
Twin Cities Con might be the next closest thing that you would want to go to, and you can only go... it's like a all-around con sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's a mixed hat.
Like an all-in-one.
Mm-hmm. So you can just go for one day and just check it out. And I'd recommend Friday or Sunday because those are less busy compared to Saturday.
Which is ideal, yeah.
Are more low key, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, Anakin Skywalker will be there. So
what?
Yeah.
When is it happening?
November.
Oh my god! Where is it happening?
Minneapolis Convention Center.
Oh my god!
And I think they just introduced the Emperor. Also, will be there.
What?
Yep. So we got a Sith theme going for Twin Cities Con this year.
Oh my god!
I went last year. That was my second con, and it was like, oh, I like this. This is good. I went all weekend, and then I was like, okay, I'm buying it for next year. And
that could even maybe convince Jared to go.
Oh,
if
yeah.
he doesn't have a tournament. That's really cool. Okay.
Yeah,
because he coaches. He coaches kids playing basketball.
Could be the next Callis. I forget her name from Hopkins. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you never know.
You went to something, didn't you?
I did. I went and saw Foo Fighters.
How was that? Where was it?
Really fun. It was at Target Field, which is interesting.
After
I've never been to it. I don't even know if there was a game that day.
Probably not. Okay.
Yeah, I just know that was at night. It was awesome. I've never been to a concert there before.
I haven't either yet.
It was actually pretty cool, except the fact that so we got there late, knowing that they had two openers that we didn't really have interest in, and the second opener still went for another hour after we got there, and we're like, what? It was the Pretenders, I believe. I will say that she still sounds amazing. Like, she sounds exactly the same as she did back in like the 80s or early 90s or something. So it was really impressive. I mean, I knew a few of the songs. You would know a few of the songs. I'm not going to sing them because that's embarrassing. But yeah. So but then like during that, it started raining pretty hard. So then Damn,
that sucks.
But it was also humid and hot as hell. So like then you go up, because we were kind of like down on the third baseline. So we go up to the corridor or whatever it's called. And I'm like, you're just hot and sweating and gross. And there's people everywhere trying to stay out of. And so then you go back down when it stops raining, and then it started raining again. It rained like 3 different times. And eventually I was like, you know what? Whatever. That's fine. It was super fun. The Foo Fighters are awesome. This is not the first time I've seen them. They're so good. It was so fun. They
play All My Life?
I think so, yeah. Okay, they played most of their, And so his daughter, Nick Grohl. I just mixed up Dave Grohl and Nick Kroll, and I don't know why. But Dave Grohl's daughter, one of his daughters, was there and came out and sang a song that those two had written about his mom together, which is pretty cool. Cool. But so that was pretty awesome. I don't remember what else I did in the summer, though. It was it went by very quickly. I feel like it was very busy, and it's a blur at this point. So.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't even make filming. I mean,
I couldn't. Yeah, there was
Char.
Constantly things going on, which was kind of crazy.
Don't you hate it when these events just pop up and it's like, oh, you were here? Oh, that was here? Like, Weezer was just here? And
yeah.
Like, what?
And then, Eliza Schesslinger was just here?
Like,
and
what?
It's like, what? Like, I would love to have seen her again. I've been to, like,
Am I not on the notication list for these comedians?
Exactly.
Like, did I not click the thing, like, notify me when these people are here?
Exactly. Yeah. But at least seeing that we missed some stuff, now I've kind of gone on and tried to at least look at the rest of the year to make sure we don't like miss
There's
something.
Always next year.
Just because, So that's
I think
like cool.
That happened with like Queens of the Stone Age or something were here or something. I forget who. I think that was one, but it was like, wait, they were here? Like all these things that are like, interesting bands of our grouping. So
yeah.
All right, so trailers. We wanted to talk about that.
Trailers! Yes.
2 specifically, a little segment.
Yeah, little segment of what's up with that trailer? Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, although these two definitely were. Okay, so we watched 2 trailers that just came out, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts and what your reaction was. So one is Minecraft. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the whole title, and it's what you think it is about the game. Yeah. It's got Jack Black. It's got Jason Momoa. I will say I love his hair in the movie, and I don't know why, but I love it.
So weird. Yeah.
But
it feels like the Fall Guy. It's like, is this a joke? This is just a joke, right?
It honestly,
you in this movie? Come on.
Yeah, like I don't know. It looks so bad. Like, there's no part of it that looks good other than the fact that Jack Black is hilarious in everything that he does, and so I know he'll be good. But there's no part of that trailer that was remotely good.
I think there was good things.
Really?
Yeah, I'll play devil's advocate. Okay. If you're a fan, if you like the game, it looks like it's, doing the game justice and within the context of the game itself. Now, I mean, it is just a teaser, so it's not like gonna.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not due until April, so.
Right.
I suppose I think it will have. I guess it's more kind of kid oriented, but. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd be curious, to know what fans of the game think of that trailer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jared loved the game. Jared loved playing that game. Him and his friends played all the time and built worlds and all this shit.
Yeah.
And he thought it looked terrible.
Oh,
but he's also 37. Who knows? Maybe younger people react differently. Yeah. I do also feel like there have been movies lately, I mean, probably over the last couple of years, where the trailers just don't look appealing. They look boring, or they look terrible or something. And then eventually see the movie and I'm like, oh, that was actually really good. We just did that with The Bike Riders with Tom Hardy and Austin Butler. Where I had no interest in the movie. I was like, this movie looks terrible. It looks so boring. I have zero interest. It's like, please. We just watched it yesterday, and I was actually, I was like, this is.
It was a little long, though, for me.
It was. Yeah. Okay. But I was like, this is actually interesting. Like, it's good. So, I mean, maybe it's one of those where the trailer's just really poorly put together.
Yeah, it was a bad trailer. It was a so-so movie for me.
Definitely a better movie than the trailer made it seem.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah. Because that was kind of weird. It was like the whole story was more like, almost like Citizen Kane-ish, it was just kind of like, and then this happened, and then that happened. It's like,
I mean, she's telling the story.
Yeah. Or what else was like that? There was
and it's based on true story, so I mean, that part makes sense. But so the second trailer is for a movie called Night Bitch. Starring Amy Adams. I'm actually really shocked, having seen the trailer, that Amy Adams signed on to do this movie. It tells me that the trailer has to be just god awful and the movie's better than it's making it seem, because she's in amazing films, and I don't understand how she would choose to make some terrible movie.
It happens. I mean,
it happens. But I'm very skeptical. It's literally about a mom who's kind of losing her identity to being a mom, and eventually starts turning into a dog, not a wolf, not werewolf situation, just a dog. It's actually a beautiful dog. Looks like a husky. Looks kind of like Granger, but longer hair.
Is that what happens? I did not realize that. Okay.
Yeah, she's turning into a dog.
Oh, and then she starts realize that.
She starts acting like a dog even when she's a human.
It's like cats.
Yeah, I'm like, what? So Yeah. Night bitch.
Is that a hard pass for you?
That's like I'm sad that I wasted time watching the trailer pass.
Yeah, how dare you mention it to me to make me watch it?
Oh, I totally did. I wanted to hear your thoughts on it so bad.
Yeah, I did not realize she was turning into a dog. I thought she was just hanging out with dogs.
Oh, and no, she turned into one.
She did. I
believe.
It. Maybe I wasn't paying attention then. I don't know.
I believe, yeah. I mean, that.
I didn't see her morph into a dog, though.
Maybe I'd have to rewatch it. I believe that's what it...
I believe you. I just...
Now I need to...
Did not realize that.
Yeah, because she did also...
Oh, it says who thinks she's turning into a dog. That's what it says.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, I did see dogs in the trailer, but I didn't see her as a dog, I guess. I don't know.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of how I took a very specific part of it.
Well, you caught on then. The trailer, that's what they're trying to accomplish, I suppose. And you caught it, I didn't.
I don't remember exactly how, like, what part of it made it seem that way for me. But yeah, woman pauses her career to be a stay-at-home mom, but soon her domesticity takes a surreal turn. That's a terrible description of... Okay, well, that's stupid. Anyway.
Well, it's based on a novel, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But it looked friggin' terrible. And again, I'm floored that Amy Adams is like, yeah, I want to make that movie. What?
Just make the book of any movie you want to make first, and then make the movie. Because apparently it always gets made as it's adapted. I'm like...
I guess. I don't know.
So much for originality, but...
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Anyway. And it was selected to TIFF, I think I saw.
Yeah. Which, again, what?
Amy Adams, that's it. I mean,
it's
just how you draw audiences in, and they want the celebrity at the festival to help promote it, and
that makes sense.
Easy win. It's not a studio film, so it's an art house type of thing.
That makes sense.
Upper crust type of indie film.
Exactly.
Like those poor millionaires on Wall Street that can't be billionaires are investing in movies. It's like, they're not billionaires. Have you Googled how many millionaires there are in the world?
I haven't, but I know that, is it Norway or Sweden, has like one out of every 80,000?
$16 million billionaires.
Yeah.
$60 million million? What does that mean? Does that mean 16 million millionaires, or?
There's definitely more than that.
But there's just so many. No, 16 million.
Oh, I thought you were saying there's 16 millionaires.
Yeah, they're
That's how that read to me.
Google,
but I could have
me.
I could have heard that wrong.
Yeah, Google has gone.
Yeah. I mean, we're not any of them, so whatever.
Okay, it says the world has at least 58 million US dollar millionaires. That's a lot.
It is a lot. And we are poor.
And that's why we remain poor, because of all the millionaires.
Yes.
Because we did not go to an Ivy League school where things are just handed to us afterwards. Okay.
Well, having said that, and this is Film and Beyond.
Yeah, and beyond. Way beyond.
Next week, we're going to talk about student loans.
Yes.
Break that
Film
down.
School.
Ooh, you did go to film school.
I did.
I did not.
So speaking of rich people and owning things and everything, so non-compete clauses and rich people owning things.
Owning everything.
Owning the things, and then telling you not to compete with yourself and with us because we own you, essentially, is what that says. And it's just so weird because it is. It's complete bullshit. It's like, you can't have a life outside of work because we own your life. What you're doing with your life, apparently. And companies that do that must have a huge insecurity problem, or I don't know what. Because, like, I understand, like, NDAs for film. Like, you don't want to give away, like, what happens in the film. That's the whole point. People want to find out how.
And like, I can even understand non-compete stuff where if you are the spokesperson for Verizon, you can't be in T-Mobile commercials. That makes sense. I get that. But
I didn't even think. Yeah. Thinking about that, like, could you imagine, like, you work for AT&T, but you like T-Mobile? It's like, I don't know. Or maybe you just like something like, in this case, Becca Versace, who worked for The Verge. There are 2 videos I'll include in the show notes. One was a story that probably would never have been made had she not been there, which is iJustine, who is like one of the most famous female tech bloggers for a long time. She's been doing it for a long time, and she's been through it all. She's been doing so many things, and then just seeing that video was like, this wouldn't have happened had it not been for Becca wanting to cover it in her final days at The Verge. And then to find out later what happened to her at The Verge was like, or like, it was going good, everything was good, and then the pandemic happened, and that connection was lost, and on a lot of things. And I think a lot of ways for a lot of companies now. But also, it's like, when the reason, like, it's in that video about, like, basically being sat down and talked to and saying that you can't post anything about, like, tech or anything you're wanting your interests about, because that's our shtick or whatever we're paying you for or whatever. And that's wild. I mean, could you imagine being boxed into the extent where you can't share things about your life, or like, if you're that person, if you're wanting to share things, and then suddenly it's like, you can't do that because we're paying you to do it for us or whatever. And it's just like, that made me want to unfollow The Verge, and I did. Because it's like,
good.
If that's who you are as a company, that says a lot of shitty things right there.
Not a fan.
I'm actually, like, she's the one who pulled me into it, because one of her videos was really intriguing about Apple at the time, and the reviews on it, and just learning about things about the new tech they were coming out with at that time. And I don't know, I just don't understand, like, you're a media company, sorta, you're a review company, really, tech review company, and that's like, everyone does that. You're not like cornering the market on how people do things, but I guess if they're paying you to do something, is that okay? Where's the line, really? Like, that's the problem, I think. There's a lot of blurred lines, and especially now with the introduction of AI,
which
will kind of merge on this topic here. Speaking of owning things forever, and that's why the video game SAG-AFTRA video game people are on strike,
which was also a big part of the filmmaker or like actor that
one, but it never got resolved. It did not get resolved. It was just,
which is frustrating.
It helped give them higher pay, but it did not solve anything about AI. And I found out from 2DCon that one of their speakers was talking about it, and saying that basically the companies are not taking a position on it, because then they would have to admit that they're like wanting to own everything forever and not have to pay people ever again for their actions, their voices, their, like, in video games. But that will translate to everything else. Your music, your this, your
everything.
that, people will be making up their own Billie Eilish songs using her voice or something in an AI program. And it's like, where would that ever end, right?
Right, exactly. Oh, God.
So that's why
that's frustrating.
And the media companies that own everything that's like at a higher level aren't even willing to talk about it, because they're not even going to try to negotiate to lose that, because they've invested so much into it, the tech companies. And
I mean, hopefully the strike ends up producing some good result, because it's such it's just a negative it's such a negative outcome otherwise across the board. And with it not having been resolved at all from the actor strike, I mean, it's scary. It is, because where does that end? And I mean, that has huge effects. And I feel like we talked about it with the actor strike, but it, you know, the people who are millionaires, you know, it's not okay, but it's not going to affect them as much as the everyday people that are trying to make it and, you know, live day to day or month to month or whatever, trying to, you know, and same with the video game actors and voiceover actors and all of that, I assume. So it's
right. Yeah. Like, what a time to get into that, huh? Like,
right.
Like when we talked to Gabby, it's like she joined during the pandemic, and then there was the strike, and then it was like,
yes,
how are you surviving as a member? Like, is that
right?
Are you surviving? It's like kind of like if it weren't for these other things that may or may not be SAG, but it's just kind of like, wow, how do you navigate that then?
Right.
So,
yeah.
But obviously, under SAG, you have at least fair wages and
right.
You know, things that you're not being exploited for, and that's also something with here in Minnesota that, you know, can be a struggle because as an independent filmmaker, I don't have a bunch of money, but Target might or Best Buy might, and they can use that ad perpetually, you know, and it's like, well, where do you get the money? You know, like how much money is enough for that? But at least in that case, I wonder, like, would AI replicate their old things they've already recorded into new things, if you will?
Oh, yeah.
Like a new spokesperson, or we saw that in, like, some of the things we've seen before about AI last year.
It's only going to get crazier.
Yeah, so that whole idea of like, oh, we don't even want to talk about it because then they'd have to take a stance on like actually paying people to and work. They don't want to do the right thing. They just want to own everything. So they without having to pay anyone either.
They want to keep money. They want to make money. Yeah, that's all it's about. Just ridiculous and not okay, but not surprising.
Yeah, and video games is a good place to aim at because it's like that's where it's used the most.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or at least some sort of computer-generated version of things.
Yes,
and that makes sense in a sense where it's all digital. Like if there's a character that maybe doesn't have a big role, is just there in the background or something. It's like NPCs. So, yeah.
We'll
see. But then you don't go to a convention and meet these people who play a role, like Anakin Skywalker or
oh my gosh,
Evelyn Parker. You know, it's like or Baldur's Gate. Any of these people,
exactly.
That you know, people want to. I was blown away. Like Baldur's Gate, I don't play it, but everyone there did. I mean, it's like huge lines everywhere for these people, and it's just like I don't know, but they are really into it. So they're cosplaying like the characters and everything. It's just it was amazing to see, and it's always fun to see the nerds out in full force.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Well, Film and Beyond, what do you think?
I think it's fun. I like it. I enjoy it. I think this is where it's at.
Yeah, so. And then we can film beyond film, beyond just film too. Maybe we can talk to some Olympians. That'd be fun.
Oh my god, that'd be wild. Yeah, can we get Simone Biles on here? Please.
Or you're a big horror fan. I know you'd like us to interview horror people.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Halloween, Rahana?
We'll never see that ever. But I would interview Jamie Lee Curtis. So, you know.
Don't ask her about Borderlands.
Yeah. But Film and beyond. I almost just said film Minnesota.
Yeah,
it's going to take a minute.
Yeah, that's why we're kind of slowly changing things. Yep. Imagine if you're going to our Instagram and they're like, film it. What is this?
Yeah, trying to tag us, and it's like, what? So it'll take a bit. But
so we're trying to elevate film in Minnesota, film and more.
And more.
Yeah.
And just,
and beyond.
We're people, and you're people, and there's all of this other stuff happening in the world. So we're going to talk about it because we have opinions. And I tangent a lot anyway, so might as well own it.
Right.
So
yeah, we'll talk about millionaires and student loans, like you said.
Student
loans.
What else? Who knows? I mean, the election's coming up. At least vote. That's what I want to get out there. Vote. Everybody, please vote. Oh my God. If you're like, I'm not going to vote, don't do that. Vote. If you want to have a conversation about it in order to work through some stuff, happy to have that conversation with you. Not on here, but in general.
Right.
It's
where are you going with this? That's a little too beyond.
Just vote. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. But yeah, so
fair.
Welcome to Film and Beyond. We are excited to have you with us, and we will catch you later.